Okay, so the last time we talked about the assertion regarding object. So generally, this school has when we talk about its assertion of tenets, it has three parts: assertion on the basis, path, and fruit. So assertion on the basis, it has two parts regarding object and regarding subject. So subject and object, something can be only object, no subject, or something can be both object and subject. Okay, for example, this table, the house are object, they never be subject. So assertion regarding object, this system asserts that all objects of knowledge are included within five basic categories. Permanence or impermanence. All objects of knowledge must include into five categories: appearing form, man minds, accompanying mental factors, then compositional factor. The last one, uncompounded phenomena. That means all object, all the existent phenomena must include into five things. So we talk about the five. Then these five objects are things. Okay, it's a very unique concept from the Vipassika. The five things mean appearing form, man minds, accompanying mental factors, compositional factors, and uncompounded phenomena are things. Thing here not referred to the table, pen and pencil. Thing referred to the thing which is able to perform. So things, the definition of the thing is that which is able to perform a function. Any object able to perform a function, then we can say the thing is, the object is a thing. For example, this table is thin because this table is able to perform, carry book. The house able to perform, keep things in it. So that means according to this school, with the Vipassika school, everything is, all objects are things, include the permanence. So what is the definition of the thing? That which is able to perform a function is the definition of things. The next, existent, object of knowledge, and thing are mutually inclusive. Whatever is the one is the other. Whatever is the one is other. Whatever is the other. There's been all phenomena, they said according to the school, are things. Doesn't matter permanent or impermanent. Every phenomena are things. So only one object, we can say this table is things because it is able to perform a function. This table is object of knowledge because this table can be aware, can be comprehended by consciousness. Then this object, this table is existent because it existent because we can feel, we can see with the valid cognition. That's why this table is existent, because it can be seen, experienced with the valid cognition. So we talk about in the mutual, what does mean mutually inclusive. The next, so according to this school, okay, the space is things, but not impermanence. Okay, in this, according to this tradition, the uncompounded phenomena is things, but they are not impermanence. Within the things, there's two types: permanent things and impermanent things. And others will they never accept space is thing. No, space is no thing, because space is not impermanence. According to this school, if some phenomena be things, not necessarily impermanence. Other school, any phenomena be things and necessarily be impermanent.
So only Vaibhashika school assert that things has permanent and impermanent.
No, thing has a
permanent and impermanent.
Yeah. And other school thing must be permanent. Okay.
Permanent or impermanent? Other school.
So
other school things permanent or impermanent?
Impermanence.
Impermanent.
Necessarily be impermanence. Now we look at the next one. All things are, that means all phenomena are necessarily substantially established, but they are not necessarily substantially existent. It's so difficult. What does it mean? Right? Substantially established, but not necessarily substantially existent. This means all phenomena, according to this school, any phenomena have to be substantially established, not substantially existent. So we need to know more clear about these two meanings. Next, we have to learn the definition of the true truths. Look at, all things are necessarily substantially established, but they are not necessarily substantially existent. This is so because they assert the ultimate truths. A substantial existence are mutually inclusive. Is very important, okay? Why things are not substantially existent? Because all things are not ultimate truth. Okay, ultimate truth. So now you need to see the definition. This is so because they assert the ultimate truth and the substantial existence are mutually inclusive, and the conventional truths imputed existence are mutually inclusive. This means, according to this school, ultimate truth, substantially existent are like a very, just one thing. Okay, substantially existent, ultimate truth. Conventional truth, imputed existent, are also mutually inclusive.
So
Geshe-la, up to this point, does it mean substantially established is imputed existent?
Yeah, no. Something be substantially established, not necessarily conventional truth, not necessarily ultimate truth. It can be happening, one ultimate truth or conventional truth.
Right.
Okay, it's very clear. Okay, so this means, for example, this table is substantially established, but not substantially existent. Because this table is not ultimate truth. This table is conventional truth. So before we going to know why this table is not ultimate truth, why it is conventional truth. Now you look at the definition. There are division of object into two truths. All object we can divide into two truths: ultimate truth and contaminated and uncontaminated. So there's been all phenomena divided into two truths. They divide into contaminated phenomena and uncontaminated phenomena. Okay? Yeah. Remember, all phenomena we can divide into two truths. That means there's not any object, there's not any phenomena which we cannot include into two truths. That means every phenomena either ultimate truth or conventional truth. Also, all phenomena we can divide into two: contaminated and uncontaminated. Next, you're going to see the definition, the two truths. The definition of the conventional truth is a phenomenon which is such that when it is broken up or mentally separated into individual parts, the awareness apprehending the object is cancelled. This is the definition of the conventional truth. Okay? What is the definition of conventional truth? Can anybody repeat?
The definitions of the conventional truth is a phenomenon which is such that when it is broken up or mentally separated into individual parts, the awareness apprehending that object
is cancelled. Okay. When I ask you what is the definition of conventional truth, you just repeat from a phenomenon. So have you got the clear idea what does it mean?
Well, using the examples makes it easier.
Yeah, clay
to
pot.
understand.
Yes.
So if it was a clay pot and you break it, it's no longer a clay pot. It's
and
bits
then
and pieces of clay.
when you break up the clay pots, there's no more clay pots. There is no more awareness which can aware the clay pots are there. That means this moment the comprehends, the mind which is comprehend the clay pot is no more there. It cancel. And also the rosary illustration of the conventional truth. Because if a clay pot is broken with the hammer, the awareness apprehending the object as a clay pot is cancelled. If the beads of the rosary are separated, the awareness apprehending the mala, the object is as a rosary, is cancelled. So there's been, for example, this table is not ultimate truth. The table is conventional truth according to the Vipassika school. Because first you look at the table, you can see there's a table. Yes, there's a table. This is the table. When you try to understand, which part of this table is from, if you search from top to, bottom, or bottom to top, right to left, left to right, you cannot find it mentally. You are not really, break up this table, but mentally you are doing some dismantling. So, if you do this way, and finally, the mind which is comprehending this object as a table is no more there. That means the table is conventional truth, not ultimate truth. So this means this table is substantially established, but not substantially existent. Right? Because if the table is substantially existent, then the table must be ultimate truth. The table is not ultimate truth, because when you separate it by mentally, then there's no more table. Then there's no more mind which is comprehend the table. So according to this school, this table is substantially established, not substantially existent. If the table is substantially existent, then the table must be ultimate truth. The next, what is the example of conventional truth? Anybody can give me the definition of the ultimate conventional truth?
Conventional or conventional?
Conventional.
But there's only one definition. Conventional. We have read it just now.
No. The definition of ultimate truth is we finished, right? The next there is a definition too.
So, no, Geshe,
No, we
just
just
now
done
we need to conventional.
Now we need to do ultimate.
Yeah, conventional, ultimate truth. Oh, sorry. So what is the definition of ultimate truth?
A phenomenon which is such that when it's broken up or mentally separated into individual parts, the consciousness is the medium that can act.
Cancel. It's very important. So I think I think 2 days ago, what I thought about this class, we just don't just go just through the pages. I think we must repeat the words few times, that you can have a you can remember in your mind. So how many parts when they talk about the assertion of the tenets? How many parts? Assertion of the tenets. It has 3 parts. What are they? Basis, basis, part, and fruit. Yeah. Assertion on the basis. How many parts it has? 2 parts. What are they? Regarding object and regarding subject, or object and subject is same thing. Assertion regarding object. So how many parts it has? 5 parts. What are they?
Sharing form, meaning, mind,
mental factors, compositional factors, and also
either mind or mental.
Yeah, you just say appearing form, man mind, accompanying mental factor, conventional factor, and unaccompanied phenomena. Okay, so according to this school, so all the 5 are things or not? All 5 are things or non-things? Things. What is the definition of things according to this school?
Can perform a valid function.
Yeah. Which is the thing which is able to perform a function is the definition of thing. Can you repeat this one more?
The definition of a thing is that which is able to perform a function.
Existence.
Then
Objection.
and existence, object of knowledge, things are mutually inclusive. Can you repeat one more, the inclusive? Things and knowledge of object of knowledge and existence, they are inclusive, right? Mutually inclusive. So, all the things, all the objects, are they substantially existent or not?
They are
Yes,
not
substantially
necessarily
established, but they are not necessarily
substantially
substantial.
Okay, so but just remember, according to this school, all the phenomena are, substantially established, but not substantially existent. So why all the phenomena are substantially established? Why not they are substantially existent? Because all phenomena are not ultimate truth. According to this school, ultimate truth, substantially existent are
mutually inclusive.
inclusive, right? That's mean, so next, then we have to understand the definition of this table. So, definition of the ultimate truth. So, what is the definition of ultimate truth? Conventional truth. Yeah, conventional truth.
The definitions of a conventional truth is a phenomenon which is such that when it is broken up or mentally separated into individual parts, the awareness apprehending that object is cancelled.
Yeah. So, do you understand what does mean by? What do you know the meaning? Okay, opposite very.
Of anything, if you can physically break it or use your mind to break it, and that things that previously exist no longer exist, then that object, that existence is in conventional truth.
Like on this table, when we broke this table to different parts, we say and then we recognize it's no longer a table. So like physically we break it into different parts already, and we recognize it's no longer a table. So it's mentally. So this is so then why we can call it a table anymore.
And then that moment, the mind is no more there.
Yes.
Yeah, that means we cancel, no more, the mind is no more there. Then we call this table is conventional truth. So what is the definition of ultimate truth?
Is the phenomenon which is squared is broken up or mentally separate into individual parts, but the consciousness apprehending that object in a place.
Not cancel, is opposite, right? Opposite. So a phenomenon which is such that when it is broken up, just be broken by a hammer or something, or mentally separated into individual parts, the consciousness comprehending the object is not cancelled. This means this is the definition of ultimate truth. The illustration of the ultimate truth is truth are, what are they? Directionally, partless, particle, and moment of consciousness and compounded space. So it mentioned three things, right? Directionally, partless particle. Directionally, partless particle. And temporarily partless moment of consciousness and uncompounded space. They are the ultimate truth. So do you know what does mean directionally partless particle? Directionally partless? No. So this Vasubandhu, some brother of Asanga, he give very nice example. For example, So on my table there are 6 atoms, not a big object, okay, 6 atoms, 4 in the 4 direction. One is the enlarged, table. Then we can put this top on. You can see there's the 16, right? One is the, let's say, eastern side. This is the southern side. It's the western side and the northern side. One is the up. This table is the under of this and this atom. So these objects are so huge, so big. You can see, this is the eastern side, not the western side, because in this object can remind, they can hold an individual space. Because when I can lift up, we can see there's a space. When I put it down on it, this object never can go here, because it can hold space. So directionally partless particle. So this object is not directionally partless, no directionally partless, because this object has an eastern path, which means this one. So this eastern path, not the western path. This is northern parts, not the southern parts. So in this object we can see this eastern part, this south, north and west is so big compared with the atom. Now you must imagine there's a very small, one of the very small kind of object, very small one, very atom, smaller than the atom. When 6 atoms come together, at that moment, so one atom remain in the middle, one atom, remain top of the atom, one is under, 4 are in the 4 direction. Then, in the middle atom, when they touch to the eastern path, at the same time, it can touch in the western side parts, because it's so small. These are too big. When it's touched in the eastern parts, it cannot touch to the the south or west or north. Cannot touch. It remains separately. The small atom is so small. When the 6 atoms come together, 4 are remains in the 4 direction. One is under, one is up. When the middle atom touch on the up, the lower atom and the under atom also touch to the upper parts. It's so small. When the eastern atom touch to the middle atom, also the western atom also touch to the eastern atom. I think we should have the blackboard. Yes, the directional paths. You can put this one, please. Thank you. Always they talk about the 6 direction. First we have a big kind of object. One object here, one object here, one object here, one object here. One object is on the top, so another object is the under. It's clear, right? So when this object touch here, this object is not touching this object, because this object in the middle is blocked to touch this object to here. When this object touch to this side, Also, this object is not touching this object because it's too big. It has all the space. So, and this object is not directional pathless, because it has an eastern path. This is the east. This is southern path. This is western path, northern path. Look at one. This object has a 4 paths: eastern, south, west, north, upper path, and the lower path. Right? Clear? Now we are just talking about so small, like this. So it's very big, right? I cannot draw so small. So when it's so small, when the western atom touch in the middle, at the same time the western atom touch to the eastern parts, south and northwest. So this means the middle atom is like it doesn't have a direction. It doesn't have a eastern direction, west, south, north. It doesn't have a direction. When we talk about direction, we have to say this is eastern path, right? This is the western path. When I touch my finger in the eastern side, my finger is not touching to the west. Look at now. This is my finger, for example. My hands, for example, a finger. When I touch in the southern, I'm touching east. When I try to touch the eastern atom, at the same time, my hand is touching in the west. So this the middle atom is a directionless atom. It doesn't have any direction. It's so small. That's because the directionless particle atom. It doesn't have a direction. It's so small. Do you understand? Kind of.
Like when you put all 6 items all together,
Yes.
and in the very close space. So when you move this one to the other, so it touches everything around that.
Yeah. That's mean we don't have this is the eastern part.
Yes.
This is the southern and west. It's so small. So according to this rule, they claim there's the atom which doesn't have any direction. So this kind of small atom you cannot break up by physically or mentally. You cannot make it smaller by hammer or whatever. Also, so look at this object. You can separate by your mind. You can see this upper part, lower part, open. You can just hold one corner. Even the one corner you can make a separation. When you go very subtle level of atom, so you cannot break up by practically or mentally. This means this kind of atom is ultimate truth, not the conventional truth. Because the mind which is comprehend the atom, it never cancel, is always there.
So it sees itself as a whole.
Huh?
So it's seen as a whole rather than made up of different parts. So it's like partless. Would that be partless then?
Directionally partless. He said directional path. It doesn't have a eastern path.
Yeah.
Why not is an eastern path? We cannot say this is east. When you try to point in the eastern path, you are still pointing the western path. When you try to point in the southern path, you still point in the northern path. It's so small. You cannot say this is east, this is west. This is a directional, pathless particle. This is important. So it looked like two Geshe Bhavana. So then the other upper school, criticized about their view. They said when the 6 atoms come together if the eastern part touched with the southern part touched in the east, then if you put more atom, the atom never become bigger. The small atom, if you put like a millions of atom put together, and all atom never become bigger and bigger and bigger. It look like the all atom dissolving into one atom. They say then how you can have a bigger object, because nothing can be bigger, because when you touch one atom to other, the atom also look like dissolve into another atom. They never we never have a really bigger mountain and bigger rocks. So they criticize about their view. And the second example is what? Temporarily, right? Partless. Temporarily partless moment of consciousness. So, why they use the temporarily partless consciousness? For example, all phenomena must have the continuum. For example, when you look at an object for 1 second, this means that the consciousness is for 1 second duration. It has a 1 second duration. It reminds us, it's 1 second. And the consciousness which is have a 1 second, if you divide in other second, it can be milliminute. There's a milliminute duration consciousness. Milliminute. The milliminute of duration of consciousness, if you further divide into others, then it can become more subtle or more like shorter. But finally, the consciousness, if you divide more and more, finally the consciousness become one of the kind of shortest duration. One of the shortest duration. The shortest duration of the consciousness is ultimate truth. You cannot make a divide in it mentally or practically. This means the shortest duration of consciousness is ultimate truth. Or according to what you said, the smallest ultimate atom is the ultimate truth. It's temporarily partless.
And the last part?
The last one?
Uncompounded.
Yeah. So, uncompounded, these are more easy. Yeah. So look at that. The momentarily partless. That means the shortest the duration of the consciousness. It is you cannot make another division. You cannot make a further into you cannot make a more divide. That means it is it's look like the subtlest moment. One of the subtlest moments. So this is the conventional ultimate truth, not the conventional truth. The uncompounded phenomena like the space is all together, okay? You should not think that uncompounded and space. The space and uncompounded space is synonym. So space also I mentioned you many times. Space is not referred to just empty between two objects. So you can, in between my hands, you can see there's a empty. When I bring my hand like a little wider, you can see there's a more space, more empty space. So this is not referring to the space we're talking in this Buddhist philosophy. We call this just empty of space. We are not saying this is the space. So what does mean here, space? So anybody, Sonam, do you remember the definition of the space?
Empty. plenty of obstructions.
And Toreka Samji Menga, there's a true
And
obstruction.
and able to allow movement.
So, so that just empty space is not the space which we're talking about permanent. So I'm saying, lack of, construction,
Obstruction.
yeah, obstruct. So look at, when I push, this object here, it cannot go further. It's stuck here. Why? Because this object obstruct. This object go through. Right? It cannot go through because this object is obstruct. This object go through. So the space is not talking about just between two objects. It's talking about lack of. So it's in lack of obstruction. So also emptiness, we are not just talking empty, the selflessness. We are not talking just, nothingness. Selflessness is just, lack of self. Then space is the lack of obstruction. Obstruction. This is the meaning of space. So according to this school, the directionalist particle, moment, temporarily partless moment, consciousness, and uncompounded phenomena are ultimate truths. So here you should think about what does mean directionally partless particle? What does mean temporarily partless moment of consciousness? Then uncompounded phenomena is kind of just a lack of obstruct thing is just named as space.
Sorry, Geshe, the last part. Can you repeat, because the words that you choose is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, uncompounded space is not just talking about the empty between two objects. Empty of between these two objects. The meaning of space is that just. So when you move this object here, you can go until this object. When this object touches the object not able to go through because this object obstruct, block. This object go through. The space is just lack of obstruction. Okay, lack of obstruction means just. So I don't know. Thore cut some, menga cut some. So think about one entity, different isolation. One entity, different isolation. For example, this pen is impermanence. When we say this impermanent is isolated from the permanent. That's what we call impermanent, but the pen is same. Second, we can say this pen is things, because is isolated from the non-functional things. Isolate from the kind of functional things.
When you say this pen, you isolate it from non-pen. Because book, pen. When you say this is pen, you isolate it from non-pen. So, but it doesn't say that it is a book or anything.
No. When we say isolate, that is always explained the very unique characteristic. Okay. So when we say pen, you cannot have a kind of unique. You don't have a idea about unique characteristic. When I say impermanence, suddenly you remember, it's kind of changing. That means it's not you are saying it's not permanent. When I'm saying this is a pen, I'm not saying this is not a book. I'm not saying. Also, you're not going to understand. Somebody, this is a pen. Oh yeah, this is a pen. Do you remember? Oh,
Affirmative, negative.
yeah, formative and informative and
Affirmative and non-affirmative negation.
Yeah, that's why somebody said, I don't drink alcohol. It doesn't mean I'm drinking tea or coffee. Somebody said, oh, you are fatty but not eating food during the day. That means you certainly understand, yes, he's eating during the night. That's means they always isolate something. Okay, so space is just not just keep in your mind. In according to Buddhist philosophy, space is not just talking about space between two objects, empty space of the two objects. Just think about the lack of the constant obstruction. Lack of obstruction is the meaning of the space. Then next, so we just give you the idea about what does mean conventional truth, what does mean ultimate truth. This is their view, okay, from their point of view, but I'm not saying this is kind of, is unmistaken view. But if you prefer to follow this tenets, then you have to know the definition and you can follow from their view. So next, all phenomena also divide into two categories. What are they? Contaminated and uncontaminated object phenomena. So this is also a very very unique view, except this school. Other schools don't accept this kind of idea. The definition of uncontaminated object is a phenomena that is not immutable to increase of contamination from the view of being either an object of the observation of a mental committant, right?
Concomitant.
Yeah, concomitant.
Sorry, Sheila, you skip the contaminated and go straight to uncontaminated.
Yeah, because first, sorry, some. Yeah, the definition of contaminated object is a phenomena that is inimical to increase of contamination from the point of view of being either an object of observation or concomitant the five mental and physical aggregates. So it's so difficult, right? Understanding. Just think about,
Sheila, can I read that sentence for the recording's sake, because it's kind of like a Mount Changfu. Can you help me to read that sentence? I mean the contaminated object, yes.
The definition of a contaminated object is a phenomenon that is amenable to the increase of contaminations from the point of view of being either an object of observation or an afflicted concomitant.
I think you have to skip the, afflicted.
Or an concomitant.
Concomitant. Yeah. That's been just bring think about a very easy way. When you think about some phenomena, suddenly it increase your affliction. It increase your affliction. Increase your affliction due to just observe the object or due to accompanying with the other mental afflictions.
So can you give us an example?
For example, when you walk on the street, somebody really like a coffee. When you see coffee, it increases your desire because it increases just due to absorb the coffee, due to focus, due to think, due to see the the coffee. It increases your desire. This one. Second one, the mind, usually the nature of the mind is very clean, not positive, no positive, no negative, it's very neutral. Sometimes the mind became as an anger. So this means this mind become more anger due to accompanying with the other mental factor, other negative mental factors. For example, one man is very nice, very honest, very being nice. Sometimes he or she become very bad person due to go with other bad person, right? So the person is very nice, very honest, very disciplined. Generally, sometimes he or she not really disciplined, not really honest. Because what? Because due to other people powered, due to other people habits. That means when your mind, when you have a negative emotion increasing, and sometimes in that moment there can be two reasons. One, you are focusing directly to the object. The object is, you feel is so nice, you think so nice, it increase the negative thoughts. When you are not really focusing to the object, but due to the other emotion, so increase your negative thoughts. So in Tibetan we say mekpa dan chulden kangrung be hone sabba yeso rungwa. So because when they translate in English, they translate exactly as from the Tibetan language. It's so words come together. Look at we can repeat one more. A phenomena that is amenable to the
Amendable.
Amendable to increase of contamination form. That means this does the same thing. Contamination form or afflictive emotion is same thing. Increase the contamination form. It increase the afflictive emotion point of view of the being. That means that moment you are pointing, you are looking at the object of observation, or concomitant. Yeah. So do you remember the accompanying mind? We have a minds, we have a mental factors, right? We have a minds, we have mental factors. The mind is generally is neutral, nor positive, nor negative. Even though sometimes the mind can be positive, because the mind sometimes accompanying with the negative mental factors. Due to that reason, the mind becomes positive, negative. And the mind is very neutral. Sometimes the mind becomes positive due to accompanying with the positive mental factors. So the mind can be positive or can be negative due to the mental factors. So when you have a negative thoughts in your mind, the negative thoughts can be happening by two different ways, not necessarily both together, two different ways. Or that moment you are just thinking the object is so beautiful, so attractive, so nice, so good. Then due to that reason, the object increase your negative thoughts. Or that moment you are not really thinking the object is nice, beautiful, or ugly, nothing, but still you have a strong negative thoughts. Your mind became very negative due to the accompanying with the negative mental factors.
To attempt an example, so if you see something beautiful, like a jewel or something, and you are overcome by its beauty, then a negative thought could be, oh, I think I'll steal it.
No, not only that.
Or not. Is that
No,
going
no.
too far?
That moment,
Is that the bad
you really want to buy.
Yeah,
That's when your desire always increase.
yeah.
Why your desire increase? Why? And that moment, you think the object is so beautiful. That moment, the object is the
Why is
very
that
important
negative?
factor.
Why is that negative though?
Which one?
The desire.
The desire, I see, the actual desire is the negative, yeah.
Yeah. Desire negative, the desire increase.
Yeah.
Increase due to what? Due to looking the object so nice.
Yeah.
That moment, the desire increase due to the observe the object, observe beauty.
Okay.
One
I
reason.
get it.
The second one, you are not really thinking this. The object is so beautiful, but even though you got very strong, negative minds, the negative mind is not focusing to the object, beautiful object, is become negative due to the other mental factors. That's person is very good, but due to the bad friend, the person become very bad. The person is very nice due to his friends, and the person he or she become bad person. So this means according to this school, this table is also contaminated phenomena. It's, for us, doesn't make any sense. This table is contaminated phenomena. Because when somebody look at this table, it increase anger or increase hatred, increase something.
Can it be an increase that
Yeah.
you increase the sense that the table is...
When you look at the table,
It's like when you see things and you want it, like you make ingredient. That's meant because you seeing it, it's make you contaminate with your
Yes,
seeing.
there's the
Yeah,
greed,
and thought,
yeah.
and this because of thinking.
It's like
That's
food,
why they-
it could be something like food or anything.
Yes.
yeah. This was negative. So this is contaminated object.
Yeah.
Okay, Sheila,
Mhm.
merely perceive the table to be permanent, and when the moment, every time you see a table, it enforce and increase the belief that the table is permanent, that itself is a negative, contaminated, is a negative,
No,
or is a contaminated.
that
Does it
moment,
necessarily contaminated has to be negative? Positive, negative can be, both are considered as contaminated.
is any phenomena be contaminated phenomena, not necessarily positive, negative, neutral. Can be positive, can be negative, can be neutral.
Exactly, because it seems like we have the misunderstanding that contaminated has to be
Always bad.
negative.
Yeah.
Because
No.
your
The word
example-
contaminated
Yeah.
as a negative connotation.
Oh no.
yeah.
No, that means according to this school, this pen and this table is contaminated phenomena.
Because the moment you look at it, every time you look at it, it increases for you to think that it is permanent or is an object of real. In that sense, it reinforces every time. It increases that okay, it's real, it's permanent, it's there. That kind of reinforcement.
We don't really think.
How? It's true.
Can we conclude to say that all conventional truth phenomena are also contaminated?
Not really. So the example here, for example, the paths. There are 5 paths. Right? Within the 5 paths, like the seeing path. Seeing path is conventional truth. The seeing path is not the contaminated phenomena.
Seeing part.
Yeah, you can see here. Okay, of course, that explain.
The 5 parts of the way.
Except for true paths. All compatible. So except for true paths. all
Next,
compatible.
look at the illustration of the uncontaminated phenomena. So the definition of uncontaminated phenomena, what is the definition? Can you repeat for me, please?
Can you help us?
Yeah.
That one.
Uncontaminated.
Yeah.
Object or phenomenon.
Yes.
The definition of an uncontaminated object is
It's
a
a-
phenomenon that is not amendable to the increase of contaminations from the viewpoint of being either an object of observation or a mental concomitant.
Yeah. Then the 5 mental and physical aggregates are. So then they talk about. Before definition, I think look at longer operators such as pot water is since a single meter fluid water is therefore is said okay. Before the definition, therefore it is asserted that the conventional truths are not ultimately established, although they are truly established. This is because the system asserts that all things are necessarily truly established. Then also,
Sorry, Geshe.
yeah,
It's kind of like jumping because you're talking about contamination and uncontamination, and then you fall back to the previous definitions of. So what they will just read to us is not part of the contaminated and non-uncontaminated, but actually is the regarding the two truths, right? You're reading to us the two truths just now.
Yeah.
Is it? The part that it says, therefore, it is asserted that conventional truths are ultimately established, although they are truly established.
That's about
That's about
truths.
No. So I'm trying to show you, okay, even though, because Chung said, the conclusion, all the conventional truth we can say is a contaminated phenomena. Then I said, all the conventional truth is not necessarily contaminated phenomena because the 5 parts. Do you remember the 5 parts?
accumulation, preparation,
Yeah,
seeing, meditation, no more learning.
Yeah. Then this way I'm trying to, so page number 187, I told you have the page number. After the definition, okay, after the definition of the contaminated phenomena, you can see however, right? Then, in some sentence, Sonam,
Sorry, which one?
after we finish the definition,
What definition, Geshe?
the contaminated,
Phenomena.
yeah.
Okay. So
Just you finish the definition, then can you read the sentence for me?
So I still do not know which sentence that you want me to read.
The definition of contaminated object.
Okay, finish. And then
After that,
it says the 5 mental and physical aggregates are illustration of contaminated objects.
That's for a contaminated object.
Yes, that is for contaminated.
yeah. After that,
Then it says the definition of an uncontaminated
okay.
object.
Yeah, read continuously.
The definition of an uncontaminated object is a phenomenon that is not amendable to the increase of contaminations from the viewpoint of being either an object of observation or a mental concomitant. True path,
Okay, this I'm trying to show the 2 parts.
the true
Paths.
TRUE, true path.
True path.
Yeah, true parts and uncompounded phenomena are.
Uncompounded
Phenomena are illustration, right?
Yes.
This means we have 5 parts. Within the 5 parts, we have a seeing part. The seeing part, according to this school, the seeing part is the true parts.
TRUE, true
Yeah.
path.
So these are conventional truth, but not the contaminated phenomena. According to Chung,
Uncontaminated.
yeah, this is a conventional truth, but not contaminated phenomena. This is uncontaminated phenomena.
You mean seeing? The path of seeing is uncontaminated,
It's completely uncontaminated.
but it is still a conventional truth.
Truth, but not
contaminated.
phenomena.
Okay, we said that already fall into the ultimate domain.
Sorry?
The part of seeing already fall into the ultimate domain. You can't call it conventional anymore, can you? Part
No.
of seeing is already fall into the ultimate domain.
No,
Under the
no.
conventional
It's
domain.
still conventional truth.
This
That's
is conventional truth,
Yeah.
but not contaminated.
yeah, not contaminated.
Because
Then the divine
it is
avatar.
completely uncontaminated.
But you got to fall back to
So
the-
okay, you can read more. Then look at
Okay, we
continuously.
true path and uncompounded
Buddhist phenomena
phenomena
are
are illustrations for Vasubantu's
treasure of
treasury
manifest.
of manifest knowledge. It says, except for true
Okay.
path,
Huh?
all compounded phenomena are contaminated.
Uh-huh.
The Vasubantu treasury of manifest knowledge says,
Yeah.
except for true paths, all compounded phenomena are contaminated.
Mhm. So that means among the conditioned phenomena, right? There are so many conditioned phenomena. Among the conditioned phenomena, the true path is the only uncontaminated phenomena. The rest of all compounded phenomena are
Contaminated.
contaminated. Not only that, according to this school, all the contaminated phenomena are be abandoned.
Yeah, the next sentence says
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But Geshe, you want to finish up just now.
Mhm,
After the Vasubantu's
mhm.
treasures,
Treasures.
it also says, and the uncontaminated, the uncontaminated consists of true path and the three uncompounded phenomena.
Yeah.
What are the three uncompounded phenomena?
Do you remember there's two types of cessation?
Two types of cessation.
Two types of cessation. One is analytic
Oh, analytical
analytical cessation and non-analytical cessation.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we have two types of cessation: analytical cessation and non-analytical cessation. That means true cessation plus uncompounded phenomena. Plus,
both cessations are uncompounded phenomena.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then what is the third
So
one?
three uncompounded phenomena. One is two is the cessation plus space.
Uncompounded space.
The uncompounded space are the uncompounded phenomena, which is ultimate truth. So here for you, very easy. We just think all phenomena we can divide into two types: contaminated and uncontaminated. What does mean contaminated? You need to think two different ways. The table is contaminated phenomena because when we look at this table, it certainly increases our negative thoughts. This means this table is contaminated. It increases the negative thoughts in our own mind.
Again, Geshe, you just says that contaminated not necessary to be negative. And you are saying negative. So
No. I didn't say
Yes.
the table is negative, okay? Certainly increase negative thoughts.
So
Increase.
only negative
Increase
thoughts is
positive thoughts.
contaminated. But just now you said that. Sorry, I didn't follow correctly. That's why I'm clarifying.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing you, Geshe.
Yeah, no.
This is all of that.
No.
It's so complicated.
Yes, it's
Don't
okay
say
now.
easy.
Contaminated, just like you say, regardless of positive or negative, it is contamination not necessary to be negative. It can be positive, right?
Yeah.
You have just said.
Yeah.
But when you say when you look at the table, it increases your negative
Thoughts.
So only negative thoughts is contaminated. If you have a positive thought, it's never
No.
it's never
So now
contaminated.
please listen carefully.
Yes.
This table is contaminated phenomena because it increase negative thoughts. Increase negative thoughts. I'm not saying this is negative
Increase negative thoughts.
thoughts.
It's the comes.
Okay.
Because is it because you want to possess it?
So if
The thing is like you have that desire in you, but it's
Negative.
dormant.
Increase negative.
But until you see this table and you like it, you want it. Okay, that
Yeah.
kind of desire
Yeah.
is actually affliction.
Affliction.
Yeah,
Is
so this
affliction
one-
increase
Yeah.
due to what? Due to this table.
Yeah.
Yes. But you
That's
said
what-
some thoughts can be positive as well, they don't have to be negative. So what's an
Yeah.
example of a positive thought then?
Oh, even those contaminated phenomena, something is contaminated phenomena, not necessarily negative. Also, if we have a very general faith into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, they are positive mind, but
it's
they are not negative
contaminated.
thoughts. Also, this is contaminated.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Can you give us an example?
Same thing, if somebody look at in your faith,
If you looked at this, a statue of the Buddha,
of course, the statue of
that
Buddha is
would
the
be
contaminated.
positive, yeah.
Is also contaminated phenomena.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it
And then
increase
you
your
increase
faith.
Your
Your
positive.
faith. Okay,
Positive
increase your
faith,
faith is a positive.
Yeah,
Still, the faith is contaminated
yeah,
phenomena.
yeah.
Could we simply say, if you look at something, you lead to another thought. You just lead to another thought. It's very negative.
It leads another negative
Or
thought.
something else.
Yeah,
It's really that's contaminated.
increase the
Contaminated because it leads
Let
to
it be
another
negative or
thought.
positive.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
I know.
okay. Still, it lead another thoughts, right? The another thoughts. For example, when you think about the true truth, true paths,
TWE or TWO?
pure paths.
True.
True paths. So when you think about the true paths, and also it leads another thoughts.
Yeah.
But the true path is not the contaminated.
Then that statement doesn't hold.
What?
Mr. Cho tried to summarize and asking you if an phenomena or object or thing, when you look at it, it leads to another thought, then you call that contaminated. So is this whole or does not hold? Agree or do not agree?
No.
Do not agree, right? Okay.
Okay. No, I agree. But you shouldn't think all contaminated phenomena be necessarily like a negative.
But it increases negative thoughts.
It increases negative thought, but not negative. For example, you have a faith into Dharma, or you have a pure, kind love or compassion towards someone. These are still contaminated phenomena according to this
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
but they are not the negative.
Yeah.
They are positive.
So where does the part that increase the negative?
So look at the text.
Yes.
In Tibetan, of course, in English the meaning is same. I think Zapa Jesu wrong was. So can you give me the
Definition.
written meaning of the English words?
Sorry, Karen, you got to help us.
Oh, is that wonderful?
The
Yeah,
definition of contaminated objects.
yeah. It doesn't matter, the.
Contaminated objects bring about other feelings,
Mm,
whether they're negative or positive then. But they can bring about, they can initiate a response
mhm,
beyond just, you don't just look at something,
mhm,
you go beyond that just seeing.
yeah.
So you can either have extra positive thoughts or extra negative
Negative
thoughts,
thoughts.
but you always have something extra.
Yeah, something
Is that
extra.
right?
Extra what? Extra thought or extra
thought or
qualities?
extra- It's not that they themselves have extra and the qualities.
Yeah,
you
yeah. We just-
you just have a feeling.
We act because we act the positive
We get a
quality.
reaction. We react.
Yeah, we react. When we react, there's two types. We have a contaminative reaction or uncontaminated reaction. The thing which is contaminated phenomena, it doesn't have a uncontaminated action. Always it react with the contaminated action.
So uncontaminated would be neutral.
Yeah.
You just look at it and that's
So
it.
when you look at the uncontaminated phenomena,
You don't have any.
it never increase the negative thoughts.
Can we say we got no judgment in that case?
No
You
judge.
just had a neutral.
It's so difficult to say neutral.
Yeah.
I think it's
Because
wrong if it's neutral, Something is wrong if it's neutral, It could be right or wrong, black or white, it can't be, black is black, white is white, it can't be neutral.
it not increase,
But it doesn't increase or decrease.
It's right.
It doesn't increase or
When you
decrease. It stays the same.
when you absorb through the uncontaminated phenomena, it decreases the negative thoughts.
Decrease.
When you absorb, when you look at, when you comprehend the uncontaminated phenomena, it decreases the negative thoughts, not increase the negative thoughts. When you absorb to the contaminated phenomena, it increases the negative thought, not decrease the negative thoughts.
So it has
So
to be a negative
contaminated
thought.
increases and uncontaminated decreases.
Yeah, decrease, increase. And more important, when we say increase, so this table, when I look at this table, it can increase my negative thoughts or desire or maybe attachment or hatred or whatever, increase. One, when we just look at it, increase due to the look at the object, just absorb the object. So here, not necessarily just look at. Even though when you have a good dreams or bad dreams, that moment your mind is not really thinking and looking, right? So still you increase the negative thoughts. It's increased because that moment your main mind is accompanying with the negative mental factors. For example, the piece of cloth is purely white, right? If you put into color black color, it becomes black. In a white color, it becomes more white. So the mind is naturally very neutral, not positive, not negative. Due to the negative mental factors, the mind become like negative. Due to the positive mental factors, the mind become positive. That moment, the mind become negative, because not due to the just focusing on the objects, due to accompanying with the negative negative mental factors. So of course in the English there's look at Tibetan, it's very easily Mirpa Tang Sonden Karung Ki. There's a two option. It's mentioned two. In English it says something. There should be two kind of point.
Either an object of observation.
Look at this one. Point of view of objects or
affected concomitant.
for example, when we think about, look at the definition of first, contaminated is a phenomena that is imitable to increase of, it is something like increase of contamination form. It's just simple effect emotion. Point of view of being either an object of observation or concomitant. So what does mean concomitant?
Concomitant, just like what you described, the mental factor, the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that stand by it, the one that pair with it.
Accompanying with the
Accompanying.
mind. This is look at this one. It has a two option, right? Or due to the observed object, or accompanying with the other mental factors. Right? Okay, so don't worry. So really, when you try to understand the meaning, sometimes it's so difficult to understand the meaning. But please don't give up.
It's not so much fundamental. It's like he says, someone accompany you and that person influenced you. I thought that is referring to this word.
Okay, so when you come back for the next class, just read the pages and just can come with your own idea. Excuse me. Okay, so just come with your own ideas, then we can have a discussion. Okay, just read the sentences and think what does meaning. Also, just think based on the English words, then we can have a discussion. Okay, we can stop here. Yeah.